This video does contain spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, then just come back later, play the game. 2B is probably the most popular character in this game, for obvious reasons. You know what I'm talking about, man. Those big ass thighs. Anyways, 2B's main role is to fulfill her mission assigned by the commander. It seems that that's all she really cares about, well, when we first start out the game anyways. But throughout the game, she grows more of a connection with 9S, even if she's not fully aware of it, and even breaks the no emotion rule she set out in the first mission. Let's be real, they show a lot of emotion. Her personality is cold and fair. She takes most things at face value and doesn't question what needs to be questioned. I believe this personality comes from killing 9S multiple times and hates the hell that she has to undergo. At the end of it all, she assigns her last wish with A2 and dies in a comfortable but tragic way.
I'm sorry. Please just give him the following message. 9S. The time I was able to spend with you, it was like memories of pure light. Thank you. 9.
End of message.
Oh, to be.
9S is seen more as laid back than 2B, and questions what and why he is doing something. 9S is hands down the most intelligent android designed by Yorha, and is capable of just about anything. He's obviously a high-end model, which is why they don't think 9S is fit for combat, which is complete bull. Later on in the game, you can play as him and see his way of looking at the bosses and enemies that you probably didn't consider on Route A. In Route B, 9S finds out about humanity going extinct before the invasion, which sheds light on how intelligent 9S really is. However, with this gift comes sorrow. In Route C, 9S finds to be killed by A2, and without any hope he charges at her in pure anger and despair as he falls from the bridge. 9S's personality completely changes from a happy-go-lucky character to anguish and suffering and slipping into madness. He hands down is the most tragic character in the entire game, and which is left with nothing but how life truly is meaningless until he fights A2. In my opinion, he is the most human-like android in the game.
Proposal. Cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational
153. I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
A2 is seen as emotionless and quiet, and works alone. Prior to the events of the game, A2 was a secret Yorha operative taking part of a project on Earth called the Pearl Harbor Descent. The purpose of this operation was to monitor and research how experimental Yorha units would behave during the battle, and this information would be studied and interrogated into newer models to improve the quality of production. Originally, there were 16 Yorha units who took part in this operation, but only 4 managed to land in one piece, A2 being one of them, but eventually formed a working relationship with the resistance forces and managed to destroy a major machine server which gained Yorha the upper hand during the war. Despite her success, A2 abandoned her post after the mission and from then was marked down as a deserter, to be hunted down by the next generation Type E, aka 2B. A2's personality is filled with anger and regret. She tends to be blunt, impatient, and doesn't care about much. However, I find A2 to be the most compassionate android in the entire game. You're probably thinking, why? How? Well, mainly because she killed 2B when she was suffering the most. Not only that, but she followed through with 2B's wish and wanted to save everyone. When reflecting on her past, she seems to be the only one out of many that still has hope for a bright future. To me, A2 felt like the true protagonist to NieR Automata. She was introduced in mystery, and by the end of it, she comes off as a hero to the tragic story. She also allowed Pascal to live in spite of her hatred for machines. She later assisted him by protecting the machine children at the abandoned factory. She also expressed sadness over the death of the machine children, as well as sympathy for Pascal, who has been driven to despair. She's probably one of my favorite characters in the game for this reason. She sees Yorha as corrupt and leaves everything behind to live for herself. However, in Routes C and D, she dies in order to save 9S from madness, and sees the world as beautiful, something she could never see before this happened.